Hi everyone, I'm Clay Petrosky, and welcome to Swing Science. In the next few minutes, we'll try to find out if batting average, the classic contact metric, actually predicts how many home runs a player hits. Here's the research question in one line. Among qualified 2024 Major League hitters, is there a positive monotone association between batting average and total home run output? Answering this question matters for roster evaluation, fantasy drafts, and the broader power versus contact debate in baseball. Now, if we assume every player hits home runs at the same rate, the answer to this question would be yes. However, this obviously is not the case in the real world. One example of this is evident in the race for the American League Most Valuable Player Award in 2017. On one side of this race, we had the intimidating Aaron Judge. In his breakout rookie season, he recorded a batting average of .284. This means of all the times he went up to the plate, he recorded a hit in 28.4% of those. He also broke the rookie home run record in 2017 when he clobbered 52 home runs over the wall. The other horse in this race impressed MVP voters in a different manner. Let me introduce you to Jose Altuve. Standing at more than a foot below Aaron Judge, he doesn't boast the same raw power numbers as Judge. This is why this question has always stuck around in my head. Baseball is a sport where size doesn't determine your value. There are near infinite ways to create value for your team. I chose to minor in statistics because of my love for baseball and its sabermetrics. So I think it's fitting that in my last stats class, in my last semester at Penn State, I come full circle and answer this question in some manner. First, let's look at our data. I was able to export this file from baseballreference.com. It included all 130 qualified batters, meaning they crossed the threshold of making 502 appearances in the batter's box during 2024. To the right, I created a histogram for both variables. We can see that both follow a slightly right-skewed distribution. Here we have a box plot with the home runs on the x-axis and the batting average on the y-axis. I've made note of some of our greatest outliers here. In the top left, we have Luis Arraez of the San Diego Padres. He's a pure contact hitter who almost never goes down on strikes. He managed to bat in the high 310s while only recording 3 home runs. And in the bottom right, we have Anthony Santander. He's an example of a pure slugger in today's game. He racked up 44 home runs last year and signed a $92 million contract over the winter as a result. And in the top right, we can see the 2024 version of Aaron Judge, who has become a dual-threat player. Overall, we see a loose upward trend with wide dispersion. This looks like a good start, but we need to take a deeper look. On today's menu, we have 2 tests to take care of. Our first test is a Spearman ranked correlation test. This was a test of choice because it replaces raw numbers with ranks, so it doesn't care about normality, linearity, or the fact that home run is a discrete variable. After this, we will continue to a permutations test to do effectively the same thing 10,000 times and compare our row value to a null distribution. This test will help solidify our conclusion without any large sample assumptions. Here we can see the process of doing the Spearman test. I provided the formula to manually do this test, but I prefer to use the code below to calculate our values of interest. This test gave us a Spearman's row value of 0.206 and a p-value of 0.019, a good start. To double check that p-value, I ran a 10,000 sample permutations test. This histogram is the null world where batting average and home runs are shuffled apart, and the vertical line represents our row value, and only 1.9% of samples land beyond that line, which matches the 0.019 p-value from before. Overall, both tests are confident that there is in fact a correlation between home runs and batting average. We have a weak but positive correlation. And translating our row into something more tangible, we get the row squared value of 0.04, which means that batting average alone leaves 96% of the home run story untold. To simplify our conclusion, we can say that batting average and home runs move together, but just barely. It's not a good idea to base the power potential of a baseball player based on their contact skills. It is worth noting that this is just a single season snapshot, so another year may yield slightly different results when analyzed. Also, baseball does not have a regulation field size, so players from different teams may benefit from shorter fences and higher elevations at their home baseball field. This question may not interest others as much as it does to me, but it's been something that's been on my mind for years now, so finally having an answer is definitely a home run. Thanks.